Everybody sangha, good morning. Thank you. Good
morning, all the sangha.
Welcome everyone to our annual Guru Rinpoche retreat, and we will begin the practice with the yellow prayer book opening prayers on page 1.
1 times Tibet, 2 times English. Oh, Dala Dala Zebe Jan Bar Zebe Ge Darba Da Damje Zebe Bar Da Jo Bar Zeba Damje Je Zo Zebe Manam Kwadai Nyambe Zemje Damje Dewa Dande Donga Danda Jodala Name Yang Dagbar Zogbe Zanjo Rambo De Dova.
All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Okay.
Now we'll go to the Guru Rinpoche Sadhana, supplication to the lineage of peaceful Guru Rinpoche, according to Padma Lingpa's Terma on page 1.
man jung ne ya jung on so ja la ja be ma sa de chen be le tron da san ba sa ja wa nan ja je ja ban so da xue jie zha ba bian xian lun zhe jie zhe le zang bo dun gan zhe be ba Tenzin zhuang de lo zhe qi jie jian xue jie nian ma bian le jiang zhen dang xue jie jiang zhen ma bian zhen zhen dian bian zhe jian xue nian do ru dang zhe jian za be lama ya zhe la yin ne zon den gar jian bar jie se zhe den er zo er shen jie lo san den jie yin gren mian zhe jie ne mi den jie ge jia sa ra sin de san er jie wai yin jie pa ma jie de yin da ge yin jue zhu
Protector of the blissful land, Amitabha Buddha of infinite light, Avalokiteshvara, venerated Padmasambhava, noble lady Yeshe Sogyal, Princess Pemel Sal, great Tertan Pagma Lingpa, Siddha Sempel Sang, Gyawa Namchak, Chogyal Ponsok, Choki Drakpa, Penchen Ludrup, Trinley Zangpo, Kongkuk Drukpe Pal, Tenzin Drodrol, Lotrol Choki Gyal, Choki Nima, Pema Gyaltsen, Choki Gyaltsen, Mama Manju, Tema Zegen, Chonu Norbu, Father Root Guru and your spiritual sons, I supplicate you from the depths of my heart, please dispel adversities and hindrances. Please bestow your blessings to attain common and supreme accomplishments. Having accomplished without hindrance all wishes that accord with the Dharma, may I seize the royal seat of the Dharmakaya, the definitive truth, and may I then progress to the supreme pure land of great bliss without retaking a samsaric birth. Namo to the Guru who embodies all those gone to bliss and whose nature is the three jewels. I and all beings of the six realms take refuge until we reach awakening. Namo to the Guru who embodies all those gone to bliss, whose nature is the three jewels. I and all beings of the six realms take refuge until we reach awakening. Having given rise to bodhicitta and accomplished the awakened Guru for the sake of all beings, I vow to free the six realms through activities that tame all beings according to their needs. Having given rise to bodhicitta and accomplished the awakened Guru for the sake of all beings, I vow to free the six realms through activities that tame all beings according to their needs.
Nyamja Dera Dorya Sanga Drabla Jera Nindura Sanga Junga Nyamanda Yendo Yo Yingo Sanjan Zango Yanda Dorya Dondo Yo.
Guru and assembly of Yidam deities, please come here and be seated on this throne of lotus, sun, and moon. I reverently pay homage with my body, speech, and mind, and I make outer, inner, and secret offerings. I openly confess all impaired and broken vows, evil deeds, and obscurations. I rejoice in the accomplishment of secret mantra. Please turn the Dharma wheel of secret mantra that matures and liberates. I pray, do not pass into nirvana, but continue to remain for the benefit of others. I dedicate the heart essence for the sake of sentient beings. May they realize their perfect Vajra nature. From the state of emptiness arises Om, which becomes a vast and spacious jeweled vessel. Within it, Om, Ah, and Hum dissolve, and an immaculate, unobstructed Torma, endowed with the power to generate extraordinary bliss, emerges and becomes as vast as the reaches of space. Homage to the Tathagata abundant treasures. Homage to the Tathagata holy beautiful form. Homage to the Tathagata infinite body. Homage to the Tathagata free of all fear. English on page 6. All hindrances obstructing the cities in the mandala of the three roots, take this offering and giving torma, and do not stay here. Go to another place. Page 7. No one shall transcend the boundaries established by the space-pervading gods of wrath and by the hindrance-taming wrathful goddesses who have all arisen from within the state of my primordially wrathful nature. Page 9. Hong Hong. From the state where all phenomena are empty and without a reference point, I develop kindness, compassion, and love for all transient beings. From the causal syllable Hri arise A, Yam, Ram, Bam, Lam, and Sum, which respectively transform into space, wind, fire, water, earth, and Mount Meru made of precious substances. At its center is a multicolored lotus, in the center of which is a crossed Vajra. At the hub of the Vajra is Brahm, which transforms into a precious boundless palace. Endowed with perfect qualities, it blazes with light. Within the surrounding protection sphere, upon a multicolored lotus, sun, and moon, is my own awareness in the form of the causal syllable Hri. It transforms into myself, appearing as the lotus born white with a tinge of red and possessing the youthful splendor of a child. My right hand holds a Vajra at the heart. The left hand, placed in equipoise below the navel, holds a skull cup filled with nectar. My crown is adorned with a lotus hat, a vulture's feather, silken stripes, and a mirror emanating rays of light. I am robed in a brocade cloak, red silken dharma robes, and a blue gown. Various golden ornaments adorn my ears, hands, feet, neck, and waist. I am seated gracefully in Vajra pose, with a Kavanga leaning on my left shoulder. I am surrounded by a retinue of Totren Sal's 4 classes, the 8 manifestations of Guru Rinpoche's Dakinis, and Ging warriors, Dharma protectors, and haughty spirits gathering like rain clouds in the sky. From the body, speech, and mind of the deities visualized this way, light shines forth, inviting the 3 roots and Guru to come from the southwestern Yak Tails island of the Raksas. They dissolve into me. northwest borderland of Uddiyana, in a lotus pollen heart, sits the one renowned as lotus-born, who realized the excellent and highest city and is surrounded by a host of dakas and dakinis. Emulating you, I will devote myself to practice. Please come here and grant your blessings. Vajra Samaja. Please stay on this delightful seat in the center of this resplendent, wondrous palace, emanating bodies as many as there are atoms in the universe. I pay homage with faithful body, speech, and mind.
Samaya Detale Adebo Adezavo Wanjaya Shazemedobe Marmeta Jayar Zedang Adoirormi Chubambar Sadjedon Jamejayo Jajen Jarveragdadang Balen Jenden Chubambar Yamyan Yon Yogaden Yo Nedon Dedon Lenjeji Mezon Joba Yesazor.
Page 12. Hum, I offer water to drink and bathe the feet, flowers, incense, oil, lamp, scented water, food, and music such as that of drums and conch shells. I offer great Amrita made of the 8 main and 1,000 branch ingredients, Rakta made from causes and conditions, and an embellished Torma. The Yabhyum union is supreme delight, the final truth, a state of an innate, empty bliss. Please accept this splendid offering. Homage and praise to the Guru's form, appearing yet void, void yet appearing. Homage and praise to the Guru's speech, heard yet void, void yet heard. Homage and praise to the Guru's mind, void yet clear, clear yet void. Praise to you who is endowed with boundless qualities and tames beings with enlightened deeds. Page 14. Hung, hung, hung. All appearances are the Guru's form. How wondrous is primordial existence. All sounds are the Guru's speech, inseparably united with wind and mantra. Wind and mantra is the primordial nada melody. All thoughts are the Guru's mind, originally pure in the primordial Dharmakaya. The sound of mantra echoes naturally throughout the cosmos of 1 billion worlds. By sending it out, the benefit of transient beings is fulfilled, and by gathering it back, it merges with the space of the primordial mother. Until clarity is achieved, I will visualize and meditate. Until this practice is accomplished, I will not abandon it.
song tamji, ruta tamji tsulina, mawa tamji lami kusu, chakwa tamji lami song, rido tamji lami tok song. The kind of the Lamsang Children, some Kola negative dinner, the Hang Sang, the Chamala Macari, Topati Chagre, the Carezina. Good, the Salam to the Brother Sunday, or the Lama to the Thomas in Shampoo, and over the Yuguri, something of Topa Chagre, the Mare, the Yathori, songs the subway or in the do near to Alala, so the Nagama topic or some on it.
Tashitele Dharma friends, today we are starting our annual Guru Rinpoche retreat, the Mantra Accumulation, and really this retreat, this practice really is the essence, like the essence of all practices, and really all a sign of that is actually we can see that in our sadhana in the the mantra recitation section. That really shows how it is all the sadhanas, all practices are really included within this practice. So that's on page 14. It says, all appearances are the Guru's form, how wondrous is primordial existence, all sounds are the Guru's speech, and then all thoughts are the Guru's mind. And so, and so now when we read that, all forms are the Guru's form, or appearances are the Guru's form, and so on. So in the beginning, to a beginning practitioner, it might appear a bit, like in a way, mind-boggling, because like how are we supposed to see all appearances as the Guru's form? So maybe some like thoughts and doubts arise about that, and one imagines that means that everything that appears, all forms, have to appear like the Guru, as in with the Guru with the robes and his outer appearance. And so that's not really how it is at all, actually. But so we are really going to the fundamental nature of the mind. And so it says, where is that? So how wondrous is primordial existence. So all appearances are the Guru's form, how wondrous is primordial existence. So along the same line of the Guru's form, we go to the primordial existence, which is actually the primordial mind. So it's actually really the mind of the Guru that we need to understand.
Lama Java Tamji, Shilong the Jig did it. Hodea Sendi Chikri, what is the Munglang Subaya, Jit Chikla, Lam in Javi is only. The little Necatri, Cosman, Diri, Kotrukurdi, Song Long Gurdi, Tokurdi, Tokurdi, the stick would draw my chap song, such a Johnny Sentin and Sangi. Same something, same the yearly Sangi. Same Kwan Sangi, same Kwan Ming the Sangi. Data was a quantity. That's on Garchen Rinpoche was there something on Jilly, the Javatam Shiro, the same Beloni, Ben and Zabalu, Kabasaya Maboyana, Lord, they took my Mevangel, Desert Kwan, say best data. No same Sibani Nerogona, then called the truth of Hako, so. The Mato, but the Mato, but the Maboreta, when Jones, those are chosen, Pancho is something you won't go on December 8.
And so this explains the qualities of the Guru's enlightened body, speech, and mind. And so it is said that within the expanse of primordial wisdom, all the Buddhas are one. So all minds in samsara and nirvana is one mind, a single mind. This is clearly explained in the Samantabhadra prayer, where it says, there is a single basis, but two paths and two fruitions. So temporarily, although there is a single basis, now there are the appearances of body, speech, and mind. And so then from that perspective, the enlightened body, the body is the Nirmanakaya, the speech, the Sambhogakaya, and the mind of the Guru is the Dharmakaya. And everything gathers within the mind. And that mind is the mind of all beings. It is said that Buddha nature pervades all beings. The Buddha said that all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. So the mind of all sentient beings is fundamentally Buddha. So what we call mind is actually, this name mind actually is Buddha. And so all the teachings that we have, the many teachings that we have received really come down to this one truth, that is, within the expanse of primordial wisdom, all the Buddhas are one. For example, to give an outer, external example, for example, you might have millions of different handphones, iPhones or so on in the world, but they all are powered by the same electricity, the same light. There's only one light or electricity. And so that's an outer example. Inside the mind, that means when you realize the nature of your own mind, you have realized all of samsara and nirvana. And until we have realized the nature of the mind, things appear in multitudes. And that is the relative, the conventional level. And so the meaning of what is being said here is that on the relative level, where we see duality, that is the time where we have to cultivate love and compassion for each other.
Long check in Jang, on the jet, long got the Tuka garment, the Kakayori Bena, Little Kangri, Tuka, the Natalie, Kangla, Kangder, Teleter, Tom Party, Java to be on the Jack, Chini, to only Chalo, my aunt, Chuka got long Chalo, my Tanke, Kandur, social carton, but told you to judge Tabla Roar to Tabla 이 생물내로 마도네 사지 좀딩이가 septiembre 사지 용도 로버트 드마카리 다오는 이니디 데리니 몽동아지 디라적들이 네가 들이 로버트 자정 차롱라고 차는 로아르도 나와 샤리오리 이 로아르도 나와지 진이도 차롱 먹어야한테 탐크에 가들 소식 거도 뭐지 네가 로버트리 자정 차롱라고 차지 딜을 동의기나 미자당 소티 딜을더니 타락해 강나 강들 딜을 좀 봐서 딜은 좋아도 동의 연대다 갑자기 니모가라서 이제 무슨 만남지 좀게 기적 삼바라서 우리데 차론도 로로 어디 차론다 그래 이제 이제 뭐 코로나들이 가까이 온 말이 대비 로로는 차론 되잖아 뒤치는 말 딜을 탈락하다 딜 쫓고서 쫓고 타고 간들 소주고도 투지 쫄쫄지를 상탈로 하더니 들리세지 말고 단지 내가 이 뭐라 들리라만 계획이 좀 나도 니모가 저거라도 뒤지 뭐를 했다 좀 사람을 패대 죽어지 들리지 레다고 그 내가 탐색이나 롱거로 통고요래 포진이 롱거지 너무나 이메 봐도 나한테는 뭐 동중 당을 상중 농송 나 동시 봐 레다 와서 저기 롱거로 통고요래 상하 그들이 뉴지 탐색 답과리 답과로 통고요래 내가 또 마다 봐도 저거 죽어지지 랑나티 난처럼 나를 차례들이 나중에 지금 따와서 보질래서 집 박차들 오르들이 대종자 무보요반하지들이 랑아에서 요래 될 때는 동네는 용요래 된다 봤지 말아들이 죽어지 롱거는 죽은 종들이지 다들 그 옆에는 마샤는 차로 소셔서 빼지서 죽어지 들다들이 이야 죽거리 심지 마도와서 이제 이제 죽거리 들 람들간들이 또도 마도페나 라마 계신이 탑지 들지리 들 거기서 마도와서 들자리 대다버들이 강간들 ter도 봐지 대다버들 롱거다 죽거리 들경대시에 요래 람송 Lama song kare song kore tachi dame tongwani to di song yore kutote dimre rame pa tongdam tongwani di song yore di song de sa hakona 이 sebjidna 이것들이 라다고 처럼 좋아하는 이 차로를 그랬더니 나와서 라마 거대 들이 잡아서 라마 송지 돈이 이제 송죠 들이 제도 답들 라마 톡들 세지 대식이 뭐대 라마 톡다 세지 대식이 뭐니 치발요 말이 뺀 가바도 로밀 가바도 요요나 델로 잡나 델랍사게 장 말이 베테도 로 루메요 로지 세지도 이제 요래 요나들이 디 로지미나 포로모로냐 찍으면들이 로처럼 타봤는데 들이 라마게들이 삼형제 세보고니 이 대식이 뭐인지 아세요나 이 라마도 봐서만 세지 삼지 이제 다 봐야지 뭐저 로를 맞아봐들 이 라마 고스통하고 용딘게 이 용딘 사야가 좋소 어들 대답들이 탐지 라마고 미만 대답을 해서 대답 하고는 어떻게 일이 있으면 대통 강요 말에 배다들이 따뜻한 것은 우보 치마지 탐지라 다와 삼지 라마 송조 내지송조 송지 나래 좀제 대반이 동들고나 들이지 따뜻히 제도 탐지라면 톡 이런 게 대식이 뭐라는 거랑 감세 몇도 송각게 받는 애들이 사제의 용지 심지 주라 많이 듣고 요래 대도 송말들이 하장 가르쳐 탑 탐지 천지나 가장 사지 좀 뒤에 그 송만은 이 저도 다들 동적거리 동적이 대식 좀 무슨 거요래 심지는 사지를 왜 어디다 레디 나서서 태소면 라레도 타지 저거요래 이제 하자 개치 뭐래 루다 능다 짜치 뭐래 그거를 뭐죠 나와 담지 라미 그 잡아 담지 요네 저거 알아라 잡아 담지 라마
So even though within the expanse of Dharmakaya, there's only a single expanse of Dharmakaya, then from this single expanse can appear manifestations, forms of Sambhogakayas and Nirmanakayas. And then, especially from the Nirmanakaya perspective, there is the Nirmanakaya appears to those with a dualistic perception. So there's this kind of a separate perception of the Nirmanakayas. And so, therefore, it says, so you appear, so on page 14, yeah. So you appear according to, so tames beings with enlightened deeds. So this refers to the Nirmanakaya, so they appear in, depending on the needs, in whichever way necessary to tame sentient beings. So actually within the expanse of primordial wisdom, they are all one within the Dharmata state of ultimate reality. But then in order to tame sentient beings, they appear in myriads of different forms. Performing their benefit, sentient beings benefit with skillful means. So that is this taming beings with enlightened deeds, so skillfully taming them with enlightened deeds. And so the beings in the 6 realms have not realized the natural state of the mind, but that's the only difference between them and Buddhas. It's just a difference of having or not having realized. But as we said, the Buddha said, all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. They only are obscured by adventitious stains. And this adventitious stain is the grasping at a self. And because there is a perception of a self, there also is a perception of other. So due to dualistic grasping, beings develop the 5 afflictive emotions, the 5 poisons. Temporarily, so that is the adventitious stain. It is just like one night the water has frozen into an ice block. It's a temporary state. So temporarily having solidified into an ice block-like state, beings perceive the various manifestations of the 6 realms of samsara. So temporarily, they experience suffering. Samsara has the nature of suffering. And wherever you go in the 6 realms. And all suffering is the manifestation of our own afflictive emotions. As Jigden Sumgön had said, cause and effect is the natural manifestation of one's moment-to-moment thoughts. So it is these thoughts, these afflictions that cause the mind to freeze into an ice block-like state, and that is a temporary state. Even though this is how things appear temporarily, fundamentally on the basis, we never separate from our Buddha nature. Just temporarily, there are these various samsaric manifestations that appear. But the ice can be melted when the sun shines upon it. And so that is, the sun shining upon the ice is the skillful deeds, the enlightened deeds of the Nirmanakaya that appear in whichever way necessary to tame sentient beings. So to tame sentient beings, for example, various spiritual teachers appear performing myriads of enlightened deeds. So for example, there might be millions of sentient beings, and even though there are millions of them, and they all are a manifestation, a natural manifestation of the 6 afflictive emotions. And because there are myriads of different forms of beings, there are also millions of different Nirmanakaya forms that come to benefit those beings. So the Nirmanakayas come to benefit beings with impure karmas, and the Sambhogakayas benefit beings with pure karmas. So in this, they appear naturally to them. So it says so the gurus, what is it before that? So homage and praise to the guru's form. What is it? Appearing yet void, void yet appearing. So they appear and yet are void. For example, the Sambhogakayas, which appear to sentient beings of pure karmas. And so that is actually, this praise here actually speaks really about the qualities of the secret mantra, which is to see all appearance and existence, the universe and beings as pure. So this is the natural manifestation of the Sambhogakaya. They appear to those with pure karmas, and the Nirmanakayas are seen by those beings with impure karmas, those who still have very thick layers of dualistic grasping at self and other. And so due to that perception, they accumulate karma, and these karmas form deep imprints in our mind streams, and therefore all the various dualistic appearances seem very real, and we perceive body, speech, and mind, and we experience various kinds of suffering. And so to tame those, the Nirmanakayas appear, and they are like the sun shining upon the ice block and melting the ice block. So for the Nirmanakaya, actually, those who tame and those who are to be tamed are actually both Nirmanakayas. Those who are to be tamed, the sentient beings who have not realized the nature of mind, their basic nature is Dharmakaya. And then on the path, temporarily, there are those who have realized and those who have not realized the nature of the mind. So those who have realized, those who tame, these are the gurus, the spiritual teachers. And those who have not realized the nature of mind, the samsaric sentient beings, are the impure Nirmanakayas, those to be tamed. And the pure Nirmanakayas appear in whichever way necessary to tame the impure Nirmanakayas. So this place here is speaking about the qualities of the Sambhogakayas and also the Nirmanakayas. So that is the guru's form, and then it says the guru's speech is heard yet void, void yet heard. So this this shows the selfless nature of all phenomena, because this is what the Guru teaches. The Guru teaches the empty nature of all phenomena. He teaches the union of the two truths, which is the relative truth is the truth of karma, cause and effect. And the ultimate truth is the truth of emptiness. And they are an indivisible union. And one who realizes that clearly, their ice block will completely melt. Again, all forms are the Guru's form. And then all sounds are the Guru's speech, which together represents this union of emptiness and compassion. And then all thoughts are the Guru's mind, which is jumping around a little bit, which is later then again, page 14. So all thoughts are the Guru's mind. And so that is the mind of all sentient beings. The mind of all sentient beings, their Buddha nature, and the enlightened mind of the Guru is one and the same. For example, it's just like a phone, a hand phone that is running out of battery, that is empty. So the moment you kind of plug it into the power, immediately it kind of makes a noise and it is turned on. So it reacts to that. So it's just like that with the connection between the sentient beings, the disciples, and the Guru. So even though all sentient beings have that nature, so this phone has the potential, as long as it's not really powered, it won't do anything. You can't use it for anything. But once this connection is made of like plugging it in, which is like the coming together, the connection between the Guru's love and compassion and the Buddha nature of sentient beings, and that is when it becomes turned on, or powered on, and the enlightened potential of the sentient being, the disciple, then becomes awakened. So on the basis, we already have this nature, this pure nature, but temporarily, not having realized that, things appear in a dualistic, impure way. So in any case, this here is explaining the qualities of the enlightened body, speech, and mind. And the difference is only one between mature or immature. And there is no need to have any doubts regarding that, no, when we say all appearances are the Guru's form. So when we understand that, there is no need to have any doubts about that. And then all sounds are the Guru's speech. You have said that this is the union of the twofold truth that the Guru teaches. And so when one understands that the speech of the Guru, the twofold truth and karma, then one realizes the Guru's mind, which is where it says all thoughts are the Guru's mind. So it is like the awakening of one's own Buddha nature, or it is like the blossoming of a flower, a seed growing into a flower. All the already inherent enlightened qualities in your mind becoming manifest, revealing themselves, maturing. And so these words here are extremely important, and really all sadhana, all practice in essence, in essential meaning, is really included within these words. And also the other day I mentioned a quote by the Buddha where he said that even though my words are distinct, they have a single meaning. And the single meaning is to recognize your own Buddha nature. So then once you have realized that, if someone were to ask you, so are sentient beings Buddhas, you would be able to confidently respond, yes. You have resolved that point. You have gained complete certainty in the fact that that is our true nature. There's no more doubts in your mind when you really understand these words here, and that's why they are so important. And that's also why this practice really is the heart of all sadhana practice. It is extremely precious, and these are the words of Guru Rinpoche.
chakwa samje lama song betagor bima sedo hongje betagor dina sem nerok tokate dorje de sem dorje de ke de bima sedo hongje de meto bima damnen khoane kenan khoa to mema ni diga mawa di dorje ni diga pakchade 좀 dorje de 돈이 도지 dorje di pakchade 좀 ni me betre yishiga de 무적 그래서 내가 마셔서 홍중 잡대 내 돈나 니디지 답이 니 받쳤죠. 그래서 니도 좀 잡대 그러면서 그래도 답을 하면 통해 니디 미라 니디 사니디 식성전에 들이 참말하면 턱무새 차들이 사실 좀 되게 송만한 이제 집진나무 산이 어떤 일이 어디다가 들이 또좀 답을 나눠로 데이터를 책에 돈이 이게 니디 좀씩 니디 자리 투바다를 사만 hingetan 되게 자리들이 거기서 라라라랑 사람들이 잘로 자로 타만나기 잘로들이 그게 심지 동시에 시행수들이 책임이 유지체 뭐 마도바 탑들 또 많이 마도바 탑들 책임이 유지게 잘로들 잘사도 그들이 기비 연중 칼라 태서는 연중 같이가 네와치 볼 거고 요래 죽이 네와치 볼 거고 요래 데이터 탐지 좀 호적들도 말쳐서들이 저것도 탈이 되거든요. 돈이 죽을 상계에 대해서 그래 마셔 봐도 진짜 건 어떻게 사람들이 라고 데이터들이 마서 바로 원스 탐지 되고 마셔 봐도 지금 마셔 봐도 당 어제 돈이 도저히 당 dorjete mato guarda per me la granca detto con un che inge 이제 sono di mamma da hato zaachimbo ede 들디응이 베다고를 데이터가 상못한 것들이 랑게 마치티 지체베 베다고를 가지 도나 이때로 상고래 데이터는 참적이
So all sounds are the guru's speech, and so that is then that sound is also the mantra, the Benzo Guru mantra, Amahung Vajraguru Pema Siddhi Hung, and so Benzo Guru Vajraguru is the Vajraguru. This Vajra here is the realization of the nature of your mind. So the Vajra of emptiness, Vajra is your own mind. The empty Vajra is your own mind. And then Pama Guru, Pama Siddhi Hung, then is then this empty Vajra of the nature of mind destroys all dualistic imprints in the mind. So as we said before, all thoughts are the Guru's mind. So this mantra therefore represents the Guru's mind. All thoughts are the Guru's mind. And by reciting it, all dualistic grasping in the mind becomes destroyed. It disintegrates. Or as we said before, the Buddha said, all sentient beings are actually Buddhas. So when there is no dualistic grasping in the mind, no dualistic thought in your mind, then you will see what the Buddha, how it is true, what the Buddha had said. All beings are really Buddhas. And so, but then the moment you hear the sound of the mantra, you recite the mantra, you recognize the empty Vajra, which is connected to the mind of love and compassion. So it is really the mind of the union of emptiness and compassion, so the Vajraguru Bhema Siddhi. And by unifying emptiness with compassion, the ice block of your mind, the dualistic mind, will melt. So that, then, where's that? Jumping on a little bit. So we're back to page 14. So there it says, so by, that by sending it out, the benefit of transient beings is fulfilled, and by gathering it back, it merges with this space of the primordial mother. So this, the sending out and I'm gathering. So what is sent out is, by sending it out, what is really sent out is a mind of immeasurable love and compassion. And because of this empty vajra, which is the Guru's mind in the previous lines, because of the single basis, immeasurable compassion reaches all sentient beings and melts the ice block of their mind. And then here, it merges, so by gathering it back, it merges with this space of the primordial mother. So this space of the primordial mother should be understood to be the greatly blissful Dharmakaya. And then also, I guess a different text, it says, may we all attain awakening within a single mandala, or may we all attain accomplishment, become accomplished within a single mandala. And this single mandala is a state beyond singularity and multiplicity, where we are neither one nor many. So it is the enlightenment in the Dharmakaya. And then on page 15, then it says, until clarity is achieved, I will visualize and meditate. Until this practice is accomplished, I will not abandon it. Until I realize the nature of my mind, I will meditate, I will practice. So until I realize the empty vajra, the view, the nature of my mind, the ultimate truth, I will continue to practice. I will recite the Benzaguru mantra. And so this mantra is extremely precious, because it represents the Guru's mind. So whenever you recite the Benzaguru mantra, then think of it in this way, reflect on it in this way as just described. And continuously, so not just in this practice, but on an ongoing basis, whenever you recite this mantra, reflect on the meaning of this mantra in this way. So now we stop the instructions here.
The Kareli, true, the Lacorder edge. Zabbling the Charon Jaso Chibon, the color you call the any. That's how the Charon Tabjisha 3. Oh, 3 Master Party you go. The Charon Jason and Charon Jaso Tenzin. You simply need the Omer. They got Charon to the Chason Sadi, the Master Party you go. Oh, that is simply to need the Lagging Nidimi or China. This is simply tongue me by Nidisha. There is your Mary. And
this, in the previous page, on page 14, this sending out and gathering back, actually that is the prayer wheel. It is accomplished through the prayer wheel, like we're sending out and we're gathering back. And so what happens there is that like a wheel turning, samsara turns like a wheel. And so here think that all sentient beings' ice block is melted, and they melt into the vast ocean, merging to be one with the ocean. And so also when you read this line, until clarity is achieved, I will visualize and meditate. So until then, until all sentient beings' ice block has melted and become one with the vast ocean, I will visualize, I will practice, I will meditate, until all sentient beings have become free of dualistic grasping. So basically, what you should remember here is that there are no real sentient beings that really inherently exist. They only temporarily appear like ice blocks. Their real state is Buddha. And so that is the true nature. So when you read this, remember the true nature of all sentient beings, that is non-dual, inseparable, like the ice block is inseparable from the ocean. And when sentient beings' ice block has melted, they all have melted into the ocean, and then there is no distinction. There is no other sentient beings, actually. So when you read these lines here, until clarity is achieved and so on, think that all sentient beings, what must be accomplished is that all sentient beings' ice block all the ice blocks need to melt into the ocean. Take a break for 15 minutes.